And speaking of China, a vast land with thousands of years of history, one cannot overlook Mount Tai, Taishan. One of the renowned 5 great mountains, and a supreme symbol of endurance, majesty, and sacredness in East Asian culture. Mount Tai is not merely a mountain but a grand epic where heaven and earth, nature and humanity, converge in profound harmony. Located in Shandong province, Mount Tai rises proudly to the sky, over 1.500 meters above sea level. Though it is not the tallest mountain in China, Mount Tai is hailed as the first mountain under heaven, due to its immense cultural, historical, and spiritual value. Since ancient times, emperors have chosen Mount Tai to offer sacrifices to heaven, affirming the divine authority of the Son of Heaven and the unity between humankind and the cosmos. Within the 5 sacred mountains system, representing the 5 cardinal directions in ancient Chinese cosmology, Mount Tai holds the supreme position as the eastern mountain and ranks first among the sacred peaks. Its primacy stems from Eastern philosophy, which regards the east as the direction of sunrise, the origin of life, and a symbol of growth and prosperity. This mountain not only lies in the east of the country, but also gathers the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, making it a chosen place for emperors to perform sacred rites and pray for the well-being of the people. Compared to the other 4 sacred mountains, Hua Shan in the west, Hang Shan in the south, Hang Shan in the north, and Song Shan at the center, Mount Tai stands out in geography and its cultural, historical, and spiritual stature. Thus, Mount Tai has remained the first mountain under heaven, a sacred emblem of eternity and enduring strength for thousands of years. Visitors to Mount Tai are treated to majestic and breathtaking scenery. The path to the summit winds through thousands of stone steps, ancient pine forests, inscribed stone tablets, and historic structures such as the South Heavenly Gate, Bixia Temple, and Jade Emperor Peak, where one can witness the radiant sunrise over a sea of clouds. Every step brings one closer to the depths of history and spiritual reflection. Mount Tai is more than just natural beauty. It is a cultural treasure trove with over 20,000 works of sculpture, calligraphy, stone inscriptions, and ancient architecture, recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural and Natural Heritage Site. Mount Tai stands as a powerful testament to the timeless value of this sacred peak. At the foot of Mount Tai lies the Grand Hongmen Gate, which marks the starting point of the ancient mountain path and serves as a sacred symbol, marking the first step of a spiritual journey to one of China's most revered mountains. Like a gateway into the mystical realms of heaven and earth, Hongmen holds profound historical value and features a unique architectural style that attracts millions of visitors each year. Built during the Ming Dynasty, Hongmen Gate is made of solemn yet straightforward granite. 2 large characters are carved prominently into the ancient stone, dyed in deep red, symbolizing auspiciousness and good fortune in Chinese culture. This place is more than a physical boundary between the human world and the celestial realm. It reminds those who walk this path with reverence, ranging from emperors performing sacrifices to poets and scholars seeking inspiration in the mountains. Starting at Hongmen, the ancient road to Mount Tai stretches over 7.200 stone steps, winding through groves of ancient pines and cliffs. Each step is a historical marker, a test of will, and a journey toward communion with nature and spiritual origins. Hongmen is not just a structure, it is the birthplace of aspirations, where the human spirit merges with the boundless beauty of the land. Today, Hongmen Gate is a major tourist attraction and an essential part of Mount Tai's cultural identity. Standing here, visitors feel as though they're turning back the pages of time, immersed in the sacredness that lingers in every stone, every mountain breeze, and every step leading skyward. Beyond the Hongmen Gate, the ancient stone path winds gently through lush green forests. The whisper of wind brushing against centuries-old pine branches blends with the steady footsteps on stone, composing a meditative, tranquil melody. On either side of the path, ancient stels inscribed with calligraphy and moss-covered shrines evoke walking through a living stream of history. This is not merely a mountain hike, but a journey back in time, returning to the sacred imprints embedded deep within the heart of Mount Tai. Passing through the Hongmen Gate, the ancient stone path gradually reveals itself through a veil of morning mist. The air is fresh and cool, filled with the scent of the forest, bringing a sense of serenity and peace to the soul. Towering cypress and pine trees line the way, interspersed with large stone tablets etched with classical calligraphy, marks left by scholars and poets across dynasties. A short walk from Hongmen leads travelers to one of the most sacred sites along the route, the Temple of the Eastern Peak, Dongyue Temple. Perched on the mountainside, this small yet solemn shrine is dedicated to the Eastern Peak Grand Emperor, Dongyue Dadi, the deity who governs Mount Tai in Chinese folk belief in Taoism. Although it lacks the grandeur of the main Dongyue Temple at the mountain's base, this shrine holds a profound spiritual presence. It serves as a quiet resting point for pilgrims to bow their heads, listen to the forest's whispers, and pray before continuing the long road ahead. The Dongyue Temple was built during the Qin dynasty and flourished through the Han, Tang, and Song periods, especially during the Ming and Qing dynasties. It is dedicated to the Grand Emperor of the Eastern Peak, the spiritual guardian of Mount Tai, who is believed to preside over life, death, fate, and blessings. For centuries, the Chinese have believed Mount Tai as a sacred nexus of cosmic energy. Emperors conducted the grand Fengshan ceremonies in this place to pray for national peace and prosperity. The Dongyue Temple was where offerings were made and petitions were presented to heaven and earth before the main rites on the summit. The temple complex reflects the grandeur of imperial architecture. It includes structures such as the South Heavenly Gate, Great Red Gate, Hall of Grand Music, ceremonial courtyards, enclosing walls, and ancient stone stels. The most prominent feature is the Hall of Grand Music, its tiered, sweeping roofs adorned with golden glazed tiles, housing a majestic statue of the Eastern Peak Grand Emperor. The walls are covered in murals depicting gods, demons, spirits, and mortals, forming a vivid and mystical spiritual world. Surrounding the temple are hundreds of stone stels left by emperors, scholars, and monks from various dynasties. Among them are inscriptions by Emperor Xuanzong of the Tang dynasty and Emperor Kangxi of the Qing dynasty, containing bold and reverent texts praising the mountain deity's virtue and expressing hopes for peace and prosperity. Today, the Dongyue Temple is not only a primary national heritage site of China but also the spiritual heart of Mount Tai. Millions of pilgrims and visitors offer incense and prayers yearly, seeking peace, fortune, and divine protection. Visiting the Dongyue Temple is an encounter with historical legacy and a spiritual journey, a quiet confrontation with one's inner self amid the sacred embrace of heaven and earth. Stepping out from the temple, the journey continues southward. The path is not long, just over 1.5 kilometers, but each step feels like a whisper from the past. The way is flanked by thick foliage, and wild grasses rustle softly in the breeze. Time-worn stone steps, smoothed by the passage of countless pilgrims, are mossy and steeped in the breath of centuries. Then, like a gate emerging from the silent embrace of nature, Hongmen Palace appears, modest and humble, yet awe-inspiring. Leaning against the mountain and facing the plains below, the temple stands like a silent guardian, witnessing every transformation of the pilgrims stepping from the mortal world into the sacred realm. The scent of incense still lingers on the stone walls, mingling with the smell of mountain earth, sunlight, and wind, creating an atmosphere of profound solemnity. An ancient stone stele rises boldly into the sky in the temple courtyard, the stele of Hongmen Palace. The inscriptions carved into its surface remain remarkably clear. Like time has passed, it is not just a historical record, but a solemn vow, a testament of reverence left by generations of worshippers before the towering sacred mountain. Built against the mountain slope, facing the vast Shandong Plains, Hongmen Palace serves as a symbolic gateway along the ancient Hongmen Road, the venerable path leading pilgrims toward the summit of the Jade Emperor Peak. According to age-old legends and spiritual beliefs, this is a place where celestial energy converges, the first sacred stop for anyone wishing to enter the hallowed grounds of Mount Tai, one of the 5 sacred mountains of ancient China. Upon entering Hongmen Palace, one is immediately drawn into its serene and time-worn atmosphere. Moss-covered, curved roof tiles, stone pillars carved with divine creatures, and especially the stone stele inscribed with Hongmen Palace, all seem to whisper tales of old, when mortals came with pure hearts to offer reverence to nature and the divine. Erected during the Qing dynasty, the stele records the restoration and worship activities of the temple, standing as an enduring testimony to a faith that has transcended centuries. Neither lavish nor crowded, Hongmen Palace quietly welcomes each pilgrim. Visitors do not come merely to light incense and pray for blessings, they come to pause, reflect on their smallness in the face of heaven and earth, and embark on a journey that rises in altitude and spirit. A profound reverence arises as one gazes upon the stone stele. This is no longer a simple excursion, a spiritual pilgrimage, a prayerful journey, a yearning to touch something eternal and sublime. Leaving Hongmen Palace behind, I continue along the ancient Hongmen Road. Beneath my feet are weathered gray stone steps, while the sky opens gradually wider above. On either side, mountains rise in waves, cradling the traveler like a gentle but formidable embrace. The path twists and turns along the mountainside, at times steep, testing one's resolve, at others, level and shaded, offering moments of calm for breath and reflection. Eventually, after many winding turns, the majestic Zhongtian Gate appears, solemn and grand, a colossal stone portal standing tall between earth and sky. This is no ordinary gate. Zhongtian Gate, or the Central Heavenly Gate, marks a sacred boundary between the human world and the heavenly realms above. It is the midpoint between three spiritual realms, Hongmen below, Nantian Gate above, and far off in the distance, the Jade Emperor Peak, situated at around 850 meters above sea level. Zhongtian Gate has long been one of the most prominent stops on the traditional pilgrimage route up Mount Tai. It is more than a checkpoint, it is a spiritual threshold. Pilgrims symbolically depart from the earth, reaching toward the heavens. Standing at Zhongtian Gate, one can gaze far into the distance where the Shandong Plains unfurl like a golden quilt of rice fields. Clouds drift by at eye level, creating the sensation of standing at the very intersection of heaven, earth, and humanity, a perfect cosmic balance. Many travelers pause here to rest, to admire the majestic mountain scenery, and to gather strength before tackling the most grueling leg of the journey, the 18 bends, Shiba Pan, the steep, zigzagging stairway that leads to Nantian Gate. As I bid farewell to Zhongtian Gate, a delicate mist of cloud brushes past my brow, and I step into the next legendary stretch, Thap Bat Ban, the 18 mountain bends. The name alone evokes both excitement and caution. This is not merely a road but a symbol of ascension, over mountains, the self, and beyond all physical and spiritual boundaries. The 18 bends form a nearly vertical section of Mount Tai, consisting of 18 sharp, grueling turns that climb skyward like a celestial staircase. The stone steps are narrow and steep, sometimes permitting only a single person to pass, flanked by sheer cliffs and deep chasms. In ancient times, it was said that this was where the gods test one's sincerity, and only those who could pass were deemed worthy to continue ascending the sacred peak. Each step here seems to shorten the distance between humans and the divine. Every footfall is a silent dialogue between heart and will. Though legs may ache and breath may falter, a single glimpse of sunlight through a mountain crevice, or the soft chime of a temple bell nearby, rekindles strength and resolve. For the 18 bends, it is not merely an incline but a faith journey. Along the way, ancient stone steles bearing poetry and inscriptions line the path, testimonies from emperors, monks, scholars, and countless unnamed travelers. They all shared a common desire to climb higher and seek their heart's clarity and purity. After a long and arduous climb of thousands of rugged steps, the pilgrim reaches a critical juncture, Shiba Pan, the 18 stair segments. These are the most physically demanding and spiritually significant parts of the ascent. Each segment varies in steepness and length, seemingly designed to challenge both body and will. The final 3 segments, Qian Shi Ban, Zhang Shi Ban, and Hu Shi Ban, are especially notorious. Referred to as the most difficult paths under heaven, their slope is nearly vertical, forcing climbers to lean forward, grasping each stone step in determination. Despite the hardship, the 18 stair segments are where resolve is forged, where every step becomes sacred and deeply personal. Each drop of sweat falling onto the mountain stone feels like a silent vow. And every pounding heartbeat echoes a desire to overcome oneself. And then, at last, emerging through the mist like a vision from a dream, appears the southern heavenly gate, Netianmen. Just the sight of it awakens in quiet awe. From the southern heavenly gate to the Jade Emperor Peak, a sacred final ascent. It is only a few hundred meters from the southern heavenly gate, Nantianmen, to the Jade Emperor Peak, Yuhongding. Yet this short stretch is the most breathtaking, sacred, and perhaps moving part of the pilgrimage. On either side of the path, ancient halls and moss-covered stone steles stand in solemn silence, bearing witness to the footsteps of emperors, sages, and countless pilgrims who have passed through across the millennia. The air here seems to pause, still, reverent, and imbued with a quiet holiness, urging the traveler to slow their pace, to take a deep breath and fully absorb the spiritual essence of heaven and earth. The closer one gets to the summit, the thicker the clouds become, and the purer the mountain air. Massive stones are scattered across the slopes like the footprints of deities from the dawn of creation. In the distance, Yuhongding emerges, a small, curved-roofed temple veiled in clouds, as if just a few more steps would carry one into the realm of the immortals. The Jade Emperor Peak rises like a sacred temple, brushing against the heavens, standing at 1.545 meters above sea level. It is the highest point of Mount Tai and its spiritual pinnacle, where humanity may lift its gaze to the sky and bow its head before the eternal. The path to Yuhongding is not an easy one. Pilgrims must climb thousands of steep stone steps, passing through Hongmen Gate, Zhongtian Gate, and the legendary 18 bends, before finally reaching Nantianmen, the imposing gateway suspended among clouds. And from there, it is only a few hundred steps to get to the very roof of ancient Chinese civilization, a place once emperors chose to perform rituals of heavenly worship. Yuhongding is dedicated to the Jade Emperor, the supreme deity of Taoism, the celestial ruler of all heaven and earth. The Jade Emperor Temple stands at the peak, a solemn, time-worn structure with gracefully curved green tiled roofs and gray stone walls. nestled in stillness among the clouds. From here, one can look out in every direction. A boundless ocean of rolling white clouds to the east. The distant city of Taiwan below. And a vast sea of mountains stretching like waves into infinity. Standing atop the peak on clear days feels like one might reach out and touch the sky. At dawn, the experience becomes nothing short of transcendent. The Jade Emperor Peak is more than just a physical destination. It symbolizes spiritual awakening, a place to pay homage to nature, the divine, and history. Generations of emperors, scholars, and poets have left their footprints and verses here. Stone stels carved with ancient calligraphy and poetry in praise of Mount Tai remain, eternal echoes binding the past with the present. To ascend Yuhongding is not merely to visit a scenic site. It is to sincerely and humbly feel both the smallness and the greatness of the human spirit in the presence of the cosmos. It is a place for contemplation, prayer, and the purification of the soul amid a setting that is as majestic as it is dreamlike. Even before dawn has fully broken, while the vast expanse of Mount Tai still lies veiled in morning mist. Travelers' slow, steady footsteps continue upward. People do not come merely to admire the view at the highest point of this sacred mountain, the Jade Emperor Peak. They come to witness the most miraculous moment in the dance between heaven and earth, the sunrise. Before the light appears, the world is cloaked in a mysterious gray-blue hue. Everything is hushed. The only sounds are the whisper of wind brushing against ancient stone and the rhythmic beating of expectant hearts. It is a silence not of emptiness, but of reverence, as if all creation pauses to honor what is about to unfold. Suddenly, a sliver of golden light slices across the eastern horizon. The sky transforms from gray to indigo, to pale orange, and finally to a deep crimson. And then, like a miracle, the blazing sun rises above the sea of clouds. The entire world awakens in its radiant glow. Like a mighty celestial beam, the sun stretches its light across every layer of cloud, mountain ridge, and ancient stone slab. Everything is illuminated, reborn in brilliance, pulsing with life and sacred power. Standing atop Yuhongding, watching the sunrise, one no longer feels small, the spirit soars. Empowered by the majesty of heaven and earth, the exhaustion of the journey vanishes, giving way to a profound sense of awe, of pure joy. A deep connection to the vastness of nature and the eternity of time. This is no ordinary natural phenomenon. The sunrise atop Mount Tai symbolizes aspiration, inner illumination, and devotion to the universe's boundless beauty. For thousands of years, emperors, poets, monks, and travelers have made this journey to witness the sunrise and discover the light within their hearts. Our video will stop here. See you again in the next videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest experiences.